What's good, Commanders fans? Jayden Daniels looked really good, guys. He looked good, and I think honestly, I wouldn't play him for the rest of the preseason. I would just keep everything the element of surprise for the regular season. I think we've seen enough. That was a beautiful pass. That's what we saw at LSU, just dropping it right in the bucket to De'Ami Brown. That was just beautiful. And then the presence of mind. And then Austin Eckler said he changed the play. So that just shows how smart Jayden is. And then on the touchdown run, faked like he was going to give it to Eckler and just waltzed in untouched and then gave the football to his mom. That was just a beautiful, beautiful. I mean, chef's kiss on the pass to De'Ami Brown. And then I do like Cliff, what he did. And that's the thing is, too, I don't want them to show too much. I don't want them to show too much with him. They did do a read option with Sam Hartman. I don't want them to show anything else with Jayden. I wanted to keep, just like Jeremy Fowler said, GMs are scared. They're scared to death of what Jayden can do. So don't show them too much. I wouldn't play him another drive in the preseason. If they do, who do we play next? The Dolphins? I understand it is what it is. Just play them one series and that's it. But keep everything a surprise for Jayden Daniels right now. And nothing's really going to be, I'm not going to say teams don't know what's coming. But looking at what they did, I don't want them to show anything else. Just keep it all for week 1 against Tampa Bay. I think we've seen enough. The beautiful touch pass to De'Ami, and then they were in shotgun. They did some no huddle too. They did some no huddle. Looking at the play-by-play, they did a no huddle. Nice Brian Robinson run for 7 yards. The quick pass to Terry McLaurin for 3 yards, and then B-Rob up the middle for 4 yards to the New York Jets 5 was all in shotgun. They did a couple no huddle things there too with Cliff Kings. Cliff got in his bag a little bit. You don't want to you don't want to show too much once again in preseason. But I love what I saw there. And De'Ami Brown, how about him coming out with that catch? We hear about him dropping passes from time to time and just not making big plays. But that was a huge catch for De'Ami Brown. He needed that badly. And that was good. I'm happy for him. I've been rooting for De'Ami Brown. We got to see him do it in the regular season. That's the biggest thing. He does it in training camp. He does it in mini camp, OTAs, joint practices, whatever. But when the lights come on, we just don't see it much. We don't see it much. So can Jayden get that out of De'Ami Brown? Can he get that out of him? Is that something that we'll see from him? But yeah, like I said, I think Jayden, he looked really good. I don't want to overreact once again to a preseason game, but it was hard not to feel good about that, man. It was hard not to watch that first drive and to see how easily we marched down the field. And that pass was on it was on a 3rd and 6. So it wasn't like that was just a simple, easy play. That was a 3rd and long play. The first play, I can't remember what happened first down, but that was, yeah. Also, Eckler on the game broadcast, WUSA 9 said Jayden Daniels changed out of a screen to an all-go before his 42-yard completion on the opening drive. Awesome to hear from Austin Eckler. And that the first play at Arizona State, too, he made the same play. He made the same play in college. So that was beautiful to see. All right, we'll get to some of my notes here. We'll just go note by note. I took a lot of notes, of course. We'll talk about that. Nick Allegretti had a false start. Did talk about that. And he did this with no Brandon Coleman, no Wiley. Biotis did play. Sam Cosby played. Allegretti did play. So the interior starters played, but the outside guys did not play. So Chris Paul was at right tackle. Cornelius Lucas didn't play. And then I think the other guy was Trent Scott, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Paul and Trent Scott, I think they started just like they did in practice. So, and that's why I said, like, he didn't light it up in the Jets practice because, when he's able to just be that dual threat quarterback, he's going to show so much more in the games than in practice, man. He's a good practice player too, but man, it looks like we got a franchise guy. And like I said, it's early to say it, but we see it for sure. We see it for sure. We see what this offense can be. If Cliff can cook it up like he did in this first drive, and Jayden make that big time throw like he did on a 3rd and 6, on a 3rd and long, GMs and coaches and other teams are going to be scared. They're going to be scared to death. They are going to be scared to death. So I love that from Jayden. I would not play him again for the rest of the preseason. So, all right, let's look at the notes here. I don't know if I should start off with the good. I'll do studs and duds tomorrow, of course, and then maybe a Stephon Gilmore video or something like that. But Emmanuel Forbes, it's hard not to talk about him. It's just hard not to. So I'm not going to say too much about him. But, what was it? A 2nd string, 3rd string guy, Garrett Wilson didn't play. Aaron Rodgers didn't play. That wasn't even Tyrod Taylor. It was the backup to the backup. Let me look at what this guy's name is. What's the guy's name? The 3rd string guy. He looked like Sam Darnold. He was wearing number 14. Andrew Peasley is his name. And he made it look easy, man. Peasley made it look easy on that pass, and the receiver made it look easy too. So, Emmanuel Forbes, he just has to be better, man. He just has to be better. It is what it is. Jamin Davis, you want to talk about another Ron Rivera draft pick? He was in there towards the end of the game. He was in there in the second half. He did not do a great job setting the edge. Somebody made a big run to the outside. Trying to look at the running back's name too on that. I think it was Braylon Allen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Braylon Allen, he had like a 24-yard run on Jamin Davis' side. So that's not great. I know he's switching positions basically. Like, I know it's hard for him, but he's a guy that really, really is in roster trouble. He's in roster trouble. And I would say, I'm not going to say Emmanuel Forbes is in roster trouble at all, but if we had cornerback depth, then he would be, but we just don't have the depth to let go of Emmanuel Forbes. I don't think it's to that point right now, but it's not looking great. It's not looking. He did make one good play in that first quarter, though. He did make a pass breakup. I thought he kind of did grab the guy's arm a little bit, got away with it, but I don't think it was enough to call a flag. So I do commend Emmanuel Forbes for that. So there's going to be some big plays Emmanuel Forbes gives up. There's going to be some plays that he does make, but it's kind of like the big plays have been more that he's given up or have been more than big plays that he's made to make stops in his rookie season and so far that we've seen him from him for the most part, for sure. All right, Mikey Samuelson and Frankie Louvu, they made a really nice hit on a third down. That was a nice combination tackle for them. He also stepped up and made a nice tackle on a screen. Mikey Samuelson is playing up to the height for sure. I mean, he's just hard over height, a small guy making tackles like that. And then Tyler Owens did make a great tackle in special teams, but he did give up a big play on third down with the running back Adrian Martinez ran back and forth, kind of did a little Houdini, threw it up, and the guy converted on that, and they made a first down. Benning Potato made a sack on Tyrod Taylor. That was a good play right there. Johnny Newton didn't play. Deron Payne did not play. Jonathan Allen did not play either. Bobby Wagner did not play either. And Mason Brooks was called for a holding. Jeff Driscoll. I guess we'll get to the backup quarterbacks here. We'll just touch on them. So Marcus Mariota came in. Didn't look good. He only had 2 plays, but he messed up the snap. I don't know if it was the snapper who messed up the snap, the center, or he just didn't catch it. I got to rewatch it. But they immediately took him out. Now, I do think he's going to make the roster. He's going to be the backup, but Jeff Driscoll did look better. Sam Hartman looked better. And to be fair to Mariota, he only played like 2 plays. He only played like 1 series and they took him out. Jeff Driscoll, I do like him. I know he has not been good in the league, but as a backup or third string guy, between him and Hartman, it's a legit battle. It is. And Sam Hartman showed off some legs and some wheels too. I really like that read option of Michael Wiley. That was a really, really nice read option play there where Michael Wiley got us in the red zone. We were already in the red zone, but it got us really right on the 2-yard line, and he finished the play off. Finished the drive off. So I like Michael Wiley. He's playing really good. He played really well today. I think he should at least make the practice squad, if not the roster. But he did look better than Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez today had, how many yards did he have? Chris Rodriguez had 6 carries for 0 yards, and Michael Wiley had 8 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. So right now, like if you're really basing off who's going to make the roster off of those 2 guys, off of one game, then you go with Michael Wiley at this point. So that, to me, should be a legitimate battle. I do like Chris Rodriguez. Jeremy McNichols, I know they like a lot. They want him to make the roster. He had 3 carries for 10 yards. But Sam Hartman had a nice 17-yard run. I did like that. He had a nice pass to he had a couple nice passes. He had a couple nice plays where Luke McCaffrey. Him and Luke McCaffrey had a nice connection. Okay, so I know I'm all over the place, but Luke McCaffrey, he didn't play until the second. I didn't see him until the second half. Jahan Dotson did play in the second quarter. A lot of people are talking about that. How, why is he in there in the second quarter? He did get tripped up on that play. I thought they should have thrown a flag, but they did not. He did bobble a catch in the second quarter. He did come down with it, so I'm not going to ding him for that. But, so they haven't played in the second quarter. I'm going to leave it at that. The kickers are not good. Riley Patterson, who missed that kick? Was that Patterson or that was Riley Patterson? Riley Patterson missed the kick, doinked it off the goal post 0 for 1, and it's not like the kick was a 50-yarder. It was within range, and he missed the kick. Ramiz Ahmed did make his kick, the 40-yard kick. So right now, Ramiz ahead he's ahead of the pack right now. And honestly, if they want to find another guy, after the 3rd preseason game, I think they should try to find another guy, or even try to bring in another kicker for a competition and maybe cut Riley. But, Riley's been better in practice, but in the game, he comes out there and doinks it. So, and then getting the punt returners. The kick returns weren't much. We didn't see much from that. The new rule, I'm not really like, I'm kind of indifferent on it. I don't think it really creates more opportunities for them to return kicks back, to be honest. I don't think it really raises the level or the opportunity for them to score, in my opinion. From what I've seen from all the games so far, it looks like it's kind of still as tough as it was before. Does it prevent injuries? Yes, I think it has accomplished that. I think it accomplished that. I'll admit Zacchaeus, man. He made a nice punt return. That was a good punt return there. Davion Davis had a 10-yard punt return. That was pretty good as well. Jameson Crowder did not get any punt returns. I would still have him as number one and still have him as the day one starter at punt return. Kick returns didn't really get much from that. Tress Way had to come in and make a tackle. That was not good, but I do like that by Tress Way. But guys missed like three tackles. Three guys missed a tackle on that play, and Tress Way had to come up and make a tackle. Ben Sinnott. Really nice catch and run. I love that from Ben Sinnott. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful 44-yard catch and run. Some people say he looked like Chris Cooley on that play. That was a nice play. I think that was from Jeff Driscoll. I think that was a pass from Jeff Driscoll, if I'm not mistaken. But that was beautiful. Look at some more of my notes here. Jahan Dawson got tripped, talked about that. KJ Henry made a big stop on third down. I like that from KJ Henry. I do want to see more of that. I like KJ Henry. I do think he deserves more snaps and more opportunities. Chris Rodriguez, rough day. I talked about that. Pittman had a nice tackle on 3rd and 6 to get a stop. That was really nice in open space, one-on-one. Michael Pittman, the linebacker, I think he will make the roster. Sam Hartman ran for a first down. I did talk about that already. Luke McCaffrey with a nice catch and run for a first down. Talked about that already. Nice pitch to Michael Wiley. Michael Wiley stock up. Javonte John Baptiste made a nice tackle for loss in the red zone. I think the Jets eventually scored on that. James Pierre got beat on a deep pass for the Jets to tie it up because it was 17-10. Then James Pierre gave up that big pass and that big play. James Pierre did not have a great day. I'll talk a little bit about him tomorrow. But James Pierre didn't have the best game out there for sure. Let's see here if there's any more notes. Jayden Daniels 2 for 3, 45 yards and a touchdown run. Michael Wiley 8 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown run. Marcus Mariota 1 for 1, 6 yards. Sam Hartman 8 for 13, 83 yards. Jeff Driscoll 7 for 15 and 87 yards out there. Like I said, De'Ami had a good day. Bryson Tremaine did make a nice catch, one catch for 16 yards. Mitchell Tinsley was kind of quiet. I do want to see some more from him. As he only had 2 targets, didn't catch a pass. Olamide Zacchaeus had a nice catch, but it was called back by a penalty. So that's the only thing on that. Cole Turner had a nice catch too, but it was called back by a penalty. So there was a couple plays that were called back by penalties that were negated. Casimir Allen had a nice catch for 12 yards. Rosemy Jackson, I didn't even see that catch. He had 1 catch for 9 yards. But Casimir Allen did make some noise. I thought he popped a little bit, didn't make too much noise, but he made some noise and made a play there. So only disappointing thing is just kind of giving up the big plays down the stretch. And we didn't do a good job stopping a run in the first half. So that's something that we do need to improve on. I know Deron Payne, John Allen didn't play, but that's something to take a look at. That 24-yard run by Braylon Allen. And then we gave up a couple of running plays. So that's the thing that I would take a look at in practice for sure. And the battle between Sam Hartman and Jeff Driscoll at this point. Jeff Driscoll's got some wheels on him, man. And Sam Hartman has some wheels on him too. But it looks like we got our guy, man. Jayden Daniels looked good. He looked the part, man. He looked the part. So I'm excited for the joint practice against the Dolphins. The biggest takeaways is Emmanuel Forbes. How does he play this season? Cornerback depth. Because James Pierre didn't look good. Noah I left the game with injury, but he was high-fiving people. So keep an eye on Noah I. Does he play? I didn't hear much from Tyree Castro-Fields. Michael Davis, I think he did a good job for the most part because we didn't hear his name, but he was out there in the second quarter. So that's one thing I will say about Michael Davis. I do want to see when they come up with the PFF numbers tomorrow. We'll talk about that. But Michael Davis, we didn't hear his name, so I guess that's a good thing for him. Is that, we didn't hear his name, but we heard Emmanuel Forbes' name because, he got beat on a play. So Michael Davis did not have any bad plays from what I saw. Jamin Davis, we'll see what happens with him. And Chiggy made some plays. Like I said, Tyler Owens did give up that play, but I do like him on special teams. And then Quan Martin didn't make a lot of noise. Thought he did make a nice tackle though. He did make a nice tackle, so I'll give him that. But we just didn't see much from him for sure. He did have that 1 tackle for loss, so I did like. And then Jeremy Chin, he did play. Jeremy Chin and Quan Martin were the starters. Actually, hold on. Did Jeremy Chin play? I think he did play. I'm pretty sure he did play. But it's not like he went out there and made any noise. So the biggest takeaways is that Jayden Daniels looked darn good. He looked the part. And then De'Ami Brown made a big catch to make his stock go up. The special teams is a concern. Kicking is a concern. And Mikey Sanders still is a dog for sure. He's a dog for sure. So, all right, you guys let me know. And then Jamin Davis, we'll see if he even makes the roster. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Hell's Commanders. Peace.